We're in Trumbull County, Ohio, with cornfields next to me. Back in 2012, it went for Obama by huge numbers, and then it flipped and became a Trump county. We're going to talk to some farmers here.
These are half Piedmontese from northern Italy and half German Gelbe.
Okay.
And the cross is a continental breed.
DOMINIC Marchese is showing me around his organic beef farm in Farmdale, Ohio.
And you raise them, you said you raise them on average how long?
27 months.
And then you sell them off?
For beef.
He says he once supported Barack Obama for president, and he's still a registered Democrat, but he's also the head of a group he calls Ohio Farmers for Trump.
How did you go from voting for Obama to voting for Trump?
Well, very easy. One is apologizing for America, and the other one is fighting for America to return to trade deals and things that we had before.
If you had to rank for you the most important things that you see the president doing.
He's standing for things of God. The abortion thing, 65 million aborted babies, America, for career comfort and convenience, okay? Because the Supreme Court would say, that's a right. The people of faith in this country, I think, support Trump because he's the first president that spoke at the March for Life.
Every life brings love into this world. Every child brings joy to a family. Every person is worth protecting.
He's not charging a salary. He donates it. We're not hearing that from other people. Anything he has said he promised that he'd do, he's doing.
Do you feel like there's a lot of voters who feel, a lot of farmers out here who feel like you do?
You're going to find that out today, Kate.
DOMINIC took us to another farm, one county over, that also flipped from Obama in 2012 to Trump in 2016.
So we're in ASHTABULA County now. Yep. All right.
He said we were going to meet a few other farmers.
I think they knew we were coming. Are you guys having a formal, like, is this a meeting of the group, or?
Yeah, we're having a meeting here. Okay. Everybody raise your hand if you're in favor of voting for Trump. Yeah. We're looking to try and get him reelected so he has 4 years of really focusing on the economy. Because he had a lot of distractions, I would call it.
Yeah, the monkeys on his back.
Yeah, they need to let him run 4 years and see just how good we can really do.
Among these farmers, unanimous support for President Trump's trade war with China.
He understood that the prices are going to go down and this and that, and he understood that these farmers are important, and he took care of the farmers, and that's where we're at.
I could imagine farmers being upset that he did what he did on trade.
Not at all. I'm not upset at all, because if we continued to go and kick the can, it was just going to get harder and harder and worse and worse. And if you don't start to, fix something, it's never going to get fixed anyway.
Trump had enough of sense to send checks out to help those farmers that stood by him, because the Chinese are eating our lunch. Just like this Corona thing, I watched, we had 200,000 people died all this time. They're blaming him. What did he do?
Yeah. Trump tried to get ahead of things at the start, and they called them all
kind of, made him look like
Biden was out there just trashing him like he was nothing, and then but all of a sudden, we need to do things now. It's time to get out there and get going now. It's a real problem. But when Trump tried to start, he was what they call him, a xenophobe.
You know what's really important?
Biden doesn't even know what xenophobe means.
We needed to be prepared. These Chinese, this might be one of their tactics to take our country. You think they wouldn't take America and bring 1 billion people over here?
Let me ask you that. Do you think that the Chinese purposefully sent the coronavirus?
Yes.
Well, what? If you don't believe they did on purpose, the sun ain't shining.
How many people think that the coronavirus was purposefully sent by China?
Yep.
Kate joins us live now. Kate, pretty clear sentiment there in rural Ohio.
Yeah, very clear where we were. I mean, look, I'm not going to tell you, Allison, that we went to every farm in every county of Ohio, but the one that we went to, the 2 counties we went to, very clear pro-Trump sentiment. Our goal was to get outside the cities. Our goal was to go to rural and suburban Ohio on this trip and just talk to voters where we found them. So that's what we found. And we wanted to give people a sense of what voters are thinking out there. You get the sense from the Trump supporters that we ran into, Allison, that they are motivated. They are enthusiastic. These farmers said we're even more enthusiastic than we were 4 years ago. And I would note as a reporter that what came through to me traveling around the state, the Biden supporters we did run into were not as enthusiastic. Again, this is not scientific, but people that I talked to about Joe Biden who said they would vote for him said things like, well, I think he's better than Trump, so I'm going to go for Joe Biden. But there wasn't that energy that you saw at that farm that we just were at.
Yeah, you sure got a sense of the energy there for sure. Kate, let me ask you about how the coronavirus is affecting their political views and their votes, because we could see there, didn't look like anyone really besides you wearing a mask, and a real belief that the Chinese started the coronavirus on purpose.
Yeah. Which is unfounded, by the way. I mean, I want to just fact check that. There is no proof that the Chinese government or anyone in China purposefully manufactured coronavirus or sent it to the United States. But that is clearly a belief. You saw all the hands go up. It's a belief that's held by a lot of the farmers that we were talking with. And yes, you're right. They don't, it's not that they think it doesn't exist. Most of the farmers said to me, no, we get that there is coronavirus and people are getting sick, but it's very away from their experience. Many said to me, well, I don't really know anybody who's had coronavirus, to which I said, well, my husband had it. And then they wanted to hear my story about my husband getting sick because he was positive here in New York back in April. So it was interesting. I think there's a little bit of a disconnect. There's certainly a feeling that they don't need to wear masks, that everything is very safe. A lot of them said to me they feel like we've turned the corner on the virus, which, of course, is a message that the president says routinely. So, you know, there is very much a sense that, at least from where I come from in New York, you know, the perception is very different in rural Ohio.
Kate, there is no better way to understand how voters in different parts of America are feeling than to go out there and just hear from them face to face. So thank you so much for doing that and bringing it to us so we can understand how so many of the farmers in those parts of rural Ohio feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be going to other places, too. Don't worry.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Allison.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.